Here we go, round 2 of the amateurs. This is Cassandra Elliott. All right, so looking at Cassandra Elliott on the first pass at 26. Not looking too bad on that long line, just waiting for the turns to happen. All right, so here comes Cassandra once. Oh, and Cassandra taking a bit of a dive towards the at the beginning of that pass coming back. So I don't think should improve upon that score in the first round. As we now get ready for our next competitor, who should be Amelia Vaughn. Okay, here comes Amelia Vaughn, who in the round previous to this, slalomed, I believed, into 28 off. As a matter of fact, she got half on 13 meters, and she started at 32 miles an hour on 16 meters, or 52K at 60 meters, or 32 miles an hour at 22 off. A little bit airborne going into buoy number 1, but managing to settle everything down in time to make the turn. And almost as airborne going into number 2. Actually kind of shook her head a little bit going into that one. Ooh, so Amelia Vaughn getting ready for the next pass, which is going to be at 55K, 60 meters, or 34 miles an hour, 22 off. Nicely done. I like what she's doing out there. And in very, very good shape indeed. I like what she's doing. So, looking at this again. So, we've got Amelia Vaughn. This now is 14.25 meters. She ran this pass in the round previous to this. A little bit flat into buoy number 2, but managing to bring that ski hard around. She is right foot forward, which means that she can crank the living snot out of buoy number 4 and get round 5 and round number 6. There you go. That is 28 off, or 14.25 meters for Amelia Vaughn. And she has a score of half a buoy of 30 meters from the round previous to this. So let's see. We'll be anxious to see what kind of start that she gets this time around. All right, it is called by the officials, 13 meters. .32 off. Entrant, 1. So she scores more than last time. She's round 2. Using the 2-4-6 side turn to great effect. Unfortunately, it isn't enough to rescue her from number 3. We'll see if we can get the buoy count. So it is a 3 buoy count. It looks it. So 3 at 13 meters. Good score for her. No worries about that. Got some shooting going on here. I believe that's Jamie Bull. Oh, that's Louisa Jaramillo. I beg your pardon, but yeah, some shooting taking place right there on the shotgun range. Our event is rather unique in the fact that alongside slalom, the other 2 events are shooting and golf. All right, here we go. This is Mary Koenig. All right, then. Okay, so this is at 32, 18.25 meters. 15 off for those of you across the United States. So it looks like 32 miles an hour at 18.25 meters. It looks like it's a 5 buoy count on that opening pass. Just getting into all kinds of trouble here. 5 at 52.18. Just couldn't really get a good early play on buoy number 6 inside that turn, and unfortunately that ended before it really got started. So there we go. That's Mary Koenig. All right, now next competitor up is going to be Brenda Nichols. Quick look in and see what Louisa Jaramillo. Oh wow, a little bit of a kickback on that shot there. Almost took her eye out. There we go.
Brenda, 55-16, 55-16.
55 on 16 meters. It's going to be a 22 off start for Brenda Nichols. As our tent still has a few folks in there checking in and grabbing some shade, and let's get ready for Brenda Nichols. Good start. I like what she's done with number one at 16 meters, 55K. She's in Masters Women, which means that irrespective of her age, and it is over 35 by the way, her boat speed does not go any lower than 55K, and she shortens with each pass with that line length. So there we go. That is Brenda Nichols. We'll see what she's got here. Wind's starting to gust up a little bit here. It is actually a bit of a headwind on the opening passes and the odd numbered pass, and obviously a tailwind with the even numbered passes as it stands right now.
This guy, right here. Yep, it's like 1,000 pictures of suck.
All right, here we go, right here, right now. This is Brenda Nichols. Just 28 off. Here is Brenda Nichols at 28 off. Looking all right at 28 off. Keeping that well in hand. Certainly one of her former stomping grounds here at Sunset Lakes, where she honed in her skills as a top international jumping competitor. With her zenith being in 1995, where she won the world jumping title, having come into that event as an alternate. So, getting ready for 13 meters is going to be Brenda Nichols. All right, here we go.
On the third leg, the big most we were doing half of it.
We never ski over there, so we never.
6 and 6.
Confirm 6 and 13. Next pass 12.
All right, so looking good there for the good portion of that pass, keeping that very, very much under control. All right. Keeping the flow going, and yes, my name is Tony Lightfoot right here. Right below me are our sponsors, Nautique, Syndicate Skis, Mike and Kerry Morgan, Michael Demelo, Jack Travers, Ski Doc, and we thank those guys very, very much indeed, along with Ski with Wade, for their support of this event. And also urge you to visit the website, visitcentralflorida.com, to find out more about the great things that you can do in this area. That's visitcentralflorida.com. As we see Brenda Nichols try to get as far down 35 off as possible. Didn't quite make it all the way through, but it is going to be 3 on 12. 3 buoys on 12 is going to be the final score for Brenda Nichols. All right, now coming up next is going to be Connor Paulie. All right, continue to roll on. We've got some shooting on the skeet range. We've got Connor Paulie coming into the course. We'll get the starting line length and speed. Looks like it's going to be at 16 meters, 36 miles an hour, 16 meters for Connor Paulie. So 6 buoys on the opening pass to Connor Paulie, who frequents this establishment here at Sunset Lakes. Personal best, 2 buoys at 35 off. And his hometown is Lutz in Florida, where he is a junior in high school and has aspirations to become a mechanical engineer. Enjoys welding, bike repair, and engine mechanics. A good guy to have at a ski school. All right, getting a little bit deep off number 1, but Connor Paulie really thumping his way through the pass. Not looking bad there, running through that one. A good effort there for Connor Paulie. That was at 14.25 meters, having started at 58K, 16 meters. Or 18.25 meters, or 15 off. So 13 meters coming up. All right, here comes Connor Paulie. This is a 13-meter attempt. He's already cleared this pass before in past endeavors, and his personal best is somewhere at 35 off, which would be the next pass after this, provided he gets through this one. Connor Paulie, yes, indeed, 5 and number 6, and he'll have a chance to go for 35 off next. So, here we go. This is Connor Paulie. This is at 35 off. Oh, look at this. He's got a good start. He's continuing to roll off number 3. He's good to go off number 4. He's late off number 4. Can he make the ski get around? Oh! And that is a PB for Connor Paulie. Oh, my word. Connor Paulie's personal best was 2 at 35 off coming into this round, and he's now expanded it to 4.5. So good effort there for Connor Paulie, and that should be some valuable points for his team. This is a team event, the 2020 Travers Grand Prix, and those points are based upon how accurately you shoot, how well you ski, and I'm not too sure what the metric is so far as the golf is concerned, but I'm sure it will be agreed upon in due course. But I'll tell you what, Connor Paulie, 52.18 for Brett Swanborne. So Brett Swanborne is our next competitor, coming in at 52K, 18.25 meters. He is a boys 4 competitor, which means he needs to go to the next speed in order to short the line down from anything shorter than 18.25 meters. Oh, in all kinds of shape. There you go, 5 and number 6. Yeah, the early part of that pass looked a little bit sketchy, but as long as you got round number 6 and through the exit gate, who cares? So there we go. That is Brett Swanborne. Not looking bad. Not looking too bad anyway. The beginning of the pass looked a little bit nerve-wracking, but but there you go. This now is at 55K, 18.25 meters or 15 off. Come on. Oh, look at how on earth he's getting through this, I do not know. It's 55K, 18.25. Brett Swanborne. All right then, so continuing right along here, this is the Travers Grand Prix, right here at Sunset Lakes in the middle of beautiful Central Florida. You can find out more about the Central Florida region and all the great attractions by visiting centralflorida.com. Visit centralflorida.com is the place to go for all of that. Here we go. Now, this is Brett Swanbaum. Keeping it going. Keeping it. Oh, and not able to get outside number 3, which means that I think that was. Okay, so it looks like a 2 buoy count. I believe that 2 was at 16 meters. Just didn't quite get all of that turn to work with off buoy number 2. But he is a lefty, so you'd halfway expect that going into his neutral side turn. All right, then. That's Brett Swanborne in the amateur competition. All right, Brett Swanborne there, coming in towards the dock as we now get ready for our next competitor, another boys 4 competitor, Eric Splatter. Okay, 60 meters or at 52 kilometers an hour. $52K, 60 meters. A boys 4 competitor. This is Eric Splatter, who comes to us out of Freiburg in Switzerland. Eric Splatter. Not looking too bad. Like what he's doing out there, looking very, very strong out there. Eric Splatter. That was at 52K on the 16-meter line.
Daddy, we have to go back to the place. That was disappointing.
Okay, here comes Eric Splatter. Eric Splatter here. A 55K, 60 meters. Getting in a little bit deep, but managing to prevail through that pass. That was a 55, 60 meters. Now he'll go to the next pass, which I think he'll go to 14.25 meters whilst retaining the same boat speed of 55K. Okay, so 14.25 meters. Here comes Eric. This is 14.25 meters. 28 off. And unfortunately doesn't get much down on that particular effort. His personal best, as a matter of fact, is halfway down, 32 off. Oh, doesn't even make it round buoy number 1. We need to wind that one back. Does he? No. I don't know if the officials need to take a look at that, but I mean, from a lot of other people's eyes, that would have been like 2 at 28 off or 40.25 meters. But upon closer examination, it would turn out to be 6 on 60 meters or as the final score. Okay, so looks like we got a score of 2 at 14.25 meters.
7.5 is the time of number 2. 7.5.
So 2 boos there for Eric Splatter. And now we go on to Masters Men. Our next competitor there is going to be Mark Shaw, who I believe will go... Okay. Well, a skier coming into the course. This looks like Zach Barkwell. 52, 18.25 meters. Mark Shaw was actually scheduled to go next. And I can tell you something, Mark Shaw is a heck of a lot older than Zach Barkwell, I can tell you that. 52, 18.25 meters for a skier on the water. That is Zach Barkwell.
6.92. Rodrigo, please confirm the skier. I'm going to put these two with the... So he's suffering. He's coming back up 55.18. Thank you.
All right, so we have confirmed once and for all that is Zach Barkwell. He started in at 52.18, ran that pass. Now he's going to come back at 55K on the same line length. .55, which is its maximum speed, being a boys' free competitor. Nice, like it. There we go, that's Zach Barkwell. 55.18 now will be shortening the line down to 16 meters for his next pass, whilst retaining the same boat speed. So looking pretty smooth, it has to be said. All right, here comes Zach Barkwell. Oh, look at him go. Round buoy number 3 is really having to fight this one out. This is 60 meters or 22 off. There we go, Zach Barkwell. All right, so here we go. This is Zach Barkwell, and this now is 14.25 meters. Oh, good, hard, aggressive start. Look at him go. He's not holding much back here, except for a Freddie Winter style fall, that is. But there you go. That's going to be a 2 buoy count at 14.25 meters. Not bad effort there for Zach Barkwell. All right, so checking up on on our skier on the water.
Turn it on, be quiet.
I didn't get who that skier was. Okay, so whomever that skier is, that is, I believe, Skip Harmel. On the water right now. I believe that to be Skip Hummel. Certainly not Mark Shaw, and it definitely is not Nicola Barkwell. Yeah, it's that's Skip Hummel or Edmund Hummel. All right then, continuing to roll right along, and we have one of our junior skiers who's just skied up here up onto the dock, Zach Barkwell. How are you doing today, sir?
Great.
Good. How do you think you skied out there? You skied two at 28 off, 14.25 meters. Made it look impressive.
Thank you. I wish I could have done a little bit better, but I thought I did really well.
Yeah, you certainly look like you tried extremely hard to get to where you wanted to get to. You know, with there. So, what kind of score you'd be looking for in the next round?
I really want to get to 32 off.
Well, that's good, and certainly if you get the kind of start that you get there, I'm sure you'll get there. All right then, folks, that is Zach Barkwell. Behind him is Skip Hummel, and we're having a look at the instant replay. Very much. Good job. All right, so just spoke to Zach Barkwell, his first pro interview. Nicely done. And we're having a look at Skip Hummel, who wasn't scheduled to ski in this round. He was provisionally scratched, but apparently he stepped on out there, and he's showing us his best moves on that Denali slalom ski. Okay, so this looks like 32 off for Skip Hummel. Not looking bad at 32 off. Getting a little bit down course, getting round buoy number 6. All right, nicely done. Okay. That might actually have been 12 meters if I'm correct, because his best score from the previous round was actually half at 11 or 38 off. We'll get confirmation from our officials in just a moment or so. But I tell you what, this is some pretty decent skiing there from Skip Hummel. Getting broken over off the waist, but not looking bad for the most part. That's Skip Hummel. Like his moves out there. All right, let's see what he's got. I believe this is 11.25 meters. 11.25 meters. Haven't had much communication with the towboat or the officials to confirm that, but this is a pass that I believe to be 11.25 meters. Gets a little bit out of shape off buoy number 1. But he manages to get round buoy number 2 and score that. So it looks like it's going to be 2. It's going to be a 2 at 11.25 meters for Skip Hummel. So Skip Hummel. Okay, so Skip Hummel there getting 2 at 38 off. I believe that is an improvement upon his previous round score, where he scored half a buoy. So a native of Pembroke, Massachusetts. Doing a fine job there. And I'm sure he'd rather be doing this than being an ex-lobster fisherman. All right, so Mark Shaw now.
Alrighty. Alright, now it's in there.
Here comes Mark Shaw coming into the course now. This is going to be a 28 off start at 55k. Because he can do that kind of thing. All right, so good effort. All right, as we take a quick look at our shooting range, we'll get back to our skiing momentarily, and we will find that standing at 5'9" and weighing in at 170 pounds, we have got Mark Shaw. This is a 13-meter attempt. Actually started in on 30 meters, which means that this is 35 off, or 12 meters. I do beg your pardon. My apologies. It is a 35 off pass, or 12 meters. 12-meter run there for Mark Shaw. Good aggressive start. No worries there from him. Thanking every single one of you for tuning in, and also for those of you that are commenting in. A few of the comments have been a little off base, but you know, each to his own, of course. So, right here, right now, this now is a 38 off, and it is Mark Shaw. Many-time a world champion in the over 45 category, many-time Pan Am overall champion. Certainly one of the best skiers aged over 45 in the entire world. Nicely done there from Mark Shaw. So 6 at 11.25 meters, and Mark Shaw on an absolute tear out there on the slalom course. Keeping his same aggressive stance, his same aggressive approach into this particular run. Just getting in a little bit deep off buoy number 3, but he manages to use his technique and his cunning out there to stay on track with the run. So, continuing to roll here, we've got some shooting taking place. That's Dave Wingert there from Syndicate, trying his hand at the clay pigeons, and here comes Mark Shaw on the slalom lake, trying his hand at 39.5 off, 10.75 meters. Oh, doesn't get the start that he wanted. So that is going to be a half a buoy count, half a buoy at 39.5 off. Half at 10.75 is the total there for Mark Shaw.
About 5 more. I ski, then I get changed, and then I can send you someone.
All right, well, looks like we got Nicola Barkwell about to take to the water.
And it's colder than out ski.
30 miles
All right, here we go. Nicola Barkwell it is. 49K, 18.25 meters. Let's see what she's got in store for us. Just trying to massage our way through this pass the best that she can at 18.25 meters, 49K. Nicely done. All right, so taking a look at the power and the energy exhibited there by Nicola Barkwell. All right, here she comes, Nicola Barkwell. We see Will Asher taking some pot shots there. And I can tell you that Nicola Barkwell is well on her way to running 52K, 18.25 meters, which she does so. We're going to take a look at the instant replay on that. Looking in very, very impressive shape here on this instant replay of 52K.
So he felt awesome out.
You look good, man.
Yeah. You look good, huh? Just too deep on three. It's like
No, I have no idea what happened. Like, I wasn't late or anything. I just, like, I came in the
All right, then. Here we go. This now is Nicola Barkwell coming into the course. Entrant, buoy number 1, keeping the flow going. Oh, this is at 55K, I believe, for Nicola Barkwell, and gets all the way through, so she's going to have a crack at the 60-meter line. So, all right. Looking fairly straightforward at 55K, a little down course on a couple of those turns, but managing to get enough of a play, enough of a advance on the boat. And now we're going to get ready at 16 meters at 55K for Nicola Barkwell. Okay, Nicola Barkwell, who scored 1 at 14.25 meters in the previous round, which means that she skied through 16 meters, which she won't do in this round. However, she will get 3.5 at 16 meters for Nicola Barkwell. So it is 3 1/2, 3 1/2. So 3.5 buoys on 16 meters for Nicola Barkwell. Now we go into our next section of amateur skiers. Once we've had a quick crew change and get ready to go for our next group. And whilst that happens, we're going to take a quick look at one of our shots here. I believe that this is Benjamin Stadlebauer on the shooting range right now. Yes, that end goes that way. All right, so we've just changed some things with our crew. All right, let's see if we can get back to what we've got going on with our skiing at the moment. We should have Martin Labra on this list.
All right, next skier is Martin Labra coming in at 58K, 16 meters, 58.16 for Martin. Cole and last replacing the boat crew.
Okay, so it is 58 on 16 meters for Martin Labra. Let's see what he's got. A skier from Chile. All right, so 6 buoys there on the opening pass, looking very, very strong indeed. And he'll be coming back at 14.25 meters for the next run. All right, so as we await Martin, we got Les Todd at the helm of that towboat. So he makes it round the turn island and gets ready to bring Martin back into the course. All right, not looking bad, not looking bad at all. Well up on the turns, exactly where he needs to be. Still in good strike there. Round off number 5 and round number 6. Nicely done. So behind that Nautique towboat, Martin Labra. As we see the going towards the tail end of that run. Nautique towboat with a 6.2 litre PCM engine, 465 foot-pounds of torque. Over 450 horsepower in that engine. Here we go, right here. This is Martin Labra from Chile, and this now is at 32 off. All right, nicely done there for Martin. All the way from the start to the finish, and getting in pretty deep with that one. You'll see. All right then, so we've got Martin Labra there getting through 14.25 meters. We're going to send him back into the course with our boat view now. Let's have a look and see. Martin Labra. Entrance, buoy number 1. This is 30 meters now. Good to go around buoy number 2. Working it. Oh, and just stall out. Just stalls out a little bit there. Gets around buoy number 3 at 30 meters. So nicely done up to that point, Martin Labra. Martin Labra scored 3.5 on 12, so didn't exactly match what he did previously. Indeed, was actually 12 meters. I beg your pardon. So 3 at 12 meters. 3 on the 12-meter line is going to be his eventual score. All right, then. Now we're on to our next competitor. He comes to us by Swiss nationality. This is Vincent Stadlebauer. He'll be going in on 14.25 meters. Okay, so now coming in at 14.25 meters for his opener. This is Vincent Stattelbauer. Entrance, buoy 1. Nicely done round number 2. A little over the tip of his ski, but that's generally his skiing style. Okay, so 6 buoys there. All right, so this is not looking too bad so far for Vincent Stattelbauer, who I believe skied in towards the 38 off line like for a little bit earlier on in the competition. So now making his way round the island and chasing his best score of 1.5 at 38 off. This now is Vincent Stattelbauer. This is at 32 off now, keeping that ski well on track. As long as he can continue to do that, he's going to go on to shorter line length passes, starting with 35 off, which is going to be the next run for Vincent Stattelbauer. So 12 meters is next there for Vincent. A good, strong pull out, always necessary for line lengths this short. right, so let's rock and roll. Number 6, okay there for Vincent Stattelbauer, and now he's getting ready for 12 meters. A resident of Claremont, Florida. Let's see what he's got as he revs up that boat. 58K. Round buoy number 1, this is 12 meters. All over the front of the ski on buoy number 2. Just massages his way around number 4 and number 5 and getting a little broken over into number 6, but he's fine and dandy. That is Vincent Stadlebauer as he pulls out to shorten to 11.25 meters. His best score so far is 1 1/2 on that particular line length. So he'll be eager to try and get a decent start. All right, so here we are, back on top of the water. 11.25 meters as he rounds the far island. Now let's see what kind of start he gets. This is going to be critical to any future success on this particular line length. Little on the back of the ski, which doesn't help. But he does make up for it with having a good number 1. A little down course off number 2. He's good to go for number 3. Keeping it flowing round number 4. Cannot get anxious on buoy number 5. Can he make it round number 6? Oh, yay! All right. So, this is one of those rare occasions where we've seen Vincent Stattelbauer go through 38 off. And now he's going to have a crack at 39.5 off, 10.75 meters. And didn't look at all bad. It didn't look as if it was rushed or whether he was perturbed in any way, shape, or form on this particular run. He ran that pass like he runs that every day. And that number 6 and that number 5, he checked up. He had enough room. All he needed to do was to ski long enough to get round number 6. And yes, he got it. Boom. Nice. There we go. He'll be happy for the rest of the day. All right, here we go. 10.75 meters, 39.5 off. Round 1, and takes a big old hit there on number 1 towards 2. But let's have a look and see where it started to go a little bit off kilter for Vincent Stattelbauer. The gate shot didn't look too bad, if we're being honest, but he came off the handle and just tried to get back on it. But by the time he did that, it was loose line. The ski didn't have full contact. It didn't engage. The ski didn't fully engage. And it looks like it's going to be half a buoy, I believe.
Grab Vince! Hey! Grab Vince!
So, half a buoy at 10.75 meters. That is the score for Vincent Stattelbauer.
Yo, they need to grab Vince! it running. Obviously, Vincent just wants us to keep going.
So Vincent taking a huge fall coming off the coming off number 1 in towards number 2. Doesn't look like he's moving around too much in the water, which would suggest he might have injured himself in the process of his making his way towards number 2. Took a shot to the ribs, it looks like. All right, we'll continue on with the Travers Grand Prix 2020 right after this. All right, then, so we're trying to ascertain whether Vincent Stadlebauer is indeed okay for the most part. He did take a pretty hefty shot to the ribs after taking that fall off buoy number 1 towards number 2 off 10.75 meters. Certainly one of his better scores of the season, but tempered by the fact that he took a pretty darn good hit there. All right, so Stephen Island now. Stephen Island. .25 meter start. 14.25 meters for Stephen Island. Not looking bad. Native of Texas, but makes his home here in Central Florida. All right, here we go. This is Stephen Island. He went in at 14.25 meters on the opener. Oh, plenty. Thank you, Mr. Longley. So, successfully running through the second pass of 13 meters, not looking too bad in the process. All right, so Stephen Ireland it is, 14.25 meter start. He's run that in 30 meters, and Stephen Ireland, a native of Dallas in Texas, but lives in Lake Worth these days, financial advisor for Northwestern Mutual. His personal best is 5 at 38 off, 5 at 11.25 meters. So this is 35 off. The pass that's needed to get him to 38 off. And there you go. That is 35 off. No worries there for Stephen Ireland. All right, so with Stephen Ireland, he is through 12 meters. Now this is 38 off. Now a reminder, his personal best is 5 on this run. He's got the number 1. He's got round buoy number 2. He's on the good foot. He's round buoy number 3. He gets to the wake and he will score 3 for that effort. 3 at 11.25 meters. Sounds like the kind of score he produced earlier. So 3 at 11. Little improvements come little by little, I suppose. 3 at 11.25 meters. Betters his score of 2.5 from the previous round. So moving on up, I guess. That is Stephen Ireland. I'm sure his dad, Dave Ireland, was watching there from his home in Dallas, Texas. Anyway, we'll continue right along. We've got Garrett Carver coming up next. Garrett Carver, who I believe will be coming in on 14.25 meters. We'll get confirmation of that momentarily. All right, going in on 13 meters. Taking a rather daring approach here, a 13-meter start. Nicely done, 13 meters. No worries there. So Garrett Carver, who has skied collegiately in the past, actually skied for UL Lafayette's Raging Cajuns not too long ago. Here he comes, 13 meters. Rolls in, sets himself up, looking good, looking strong off buoy number 1. Letting himself slide down course a little bit off number 2, even worse on buoy number 3. 12 meters, his second pass. Something he wasn't totally prepared for, it would seem, but you know what, he ran through it, so no worries there. He's going to go an 11.25 meters for the next run.
There, 36.82, 28.
All right, then, continuing right along, we've got Paul Kuhlig about to take to the water. Reminder once again that for those of you watching the webcast, it is possible to actually scrub through to an earlier time in the webcast if you want to go to first round of amateurs or go to the first round of pros. You can do that, or you could continue to watch live, whichever you want to do. Coming in, 55K, 14.25 meters for Paul Kuhlig. All right, so that is 14.25 meters he opened up with. No worries there. There's Les Todd at the helm of that towboat setting him down at the other end. Glad to have Les on board as one of our drivers, along with Scott Ellis, and I believe one or two others are a part of the driving the cadre as well. All right, let's have a look and see who's up on the firing range, so to speak. Not too sure if it's one of our pro skiers, but it'll be interesting to to see nonetheless. Looks like it's Amelia. Amelia Vaughn up there, taking one or two pot shots at the clays that are flying their way over towards her direction. And we break away from that and bring on Paul Kuhlig. You ain't missing a thing, folks. Paul Kuhlig on top of the water right now. This now is a pass of 14.25 meters at 58K. Started in at sub-max. We'll get confirmation of that. Indeed, yes, it is 14.25 meters at 58K. 30 meters comes up next now that he's achieved maximum speed. All right, continuing right along. Thank you once again for tuning in, every single one of you. No, it's probably a good portion of the afternoon, late part of the afternoon on the Eastern Daily Time, and obviously a little bit earlier across going towards the west coast of the United States. Probably sucking up all that office bandwidth. We certainly appreciate you doing that. Here we go. This is Paul Kuhlig, and this is 13 meters. 13 meters off 32 off here now. The green loop. Little bit late, but he's good to go, and that is at 58K for Paul Kuhlig. Paul Kuhlig in men's 2 at 58K, and that was on 13 meters. So, now he's through 13 meters. He's now going to have a chance at 12. And 12 meters is where you'll find his best score from the previous round at 3.
What's the rundown? What we got left?
Okay, coming to us originally out of Morrison in Colorado and now makes his home in Jupiter. An engineer by trade. His personal best. This is 35 off. Nicely done. Round buoy number 2. Round 4. Oh, a mate try to make a play on number 4. So it looks like it's going to be 3.5 at 35 off. So it's like it's going to be 3.5 at 35 off for Paul Kuhlig. As we now get set up for our next competitor. If this list holds true, it should be Travers Talley.
Yeah. No, his 35 was like the best pass out of the bunch. He just kind of like botched 5 ball, but the rest of that pass was really good.
You guys want to repeat how many people we have left, please? We'll be checking.
Yeah.
Is this redemption around here?
Left for today.
All right, so Travis Talley now is on the water. Travis Talley, and he's coming in on a 14.25 meter start. 14.25 meters or 28 off. There you go with the yellow loop. Hailing out of Loveland in Colorado. Like what he's doing out there. He was on Team Cole McCormick last season at the 2019 Travers Grand Prix. Looks up to the guys such as Trent Finlayson and Frederick Halt. His personal best is 3.5 of 38 off, so he's got a long way to go before he gets to that high echelon. And he's been skiing since the age of 2. 3 decades then. And has been competing since the age of 7, which means a quarter of a century. Yeah, I know, my maths are impressive. Yeah. All right then, so Travis Talley getting ready to go for the next run of 13 meters. Of course, don't forget to tune in with us tomorrow as well. We've got the continuation of this competition. We got 2 rounds. I believe we got at least 2 more rounds of pro slalom and another round of amateur skiing to come tomorrow. So make sure you stay tuned to this YouTube channel. You can go to waterskibroadcasting.com and that will take you directly there. Otherwise, you can view it at wherever this playlist is embedded, whether on a whole cornucopia of sites, or go directly to the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/waterskibroadcasting. All right, so let's have a look at this again. Travis Talley, who's gone through 14. This is now 13 meters as you're looking. And getting a little bit separated at the shoulder level. And a little bit flat-footed into buoy number 2. But so far, he holds his angle. He holds his precision and poise out there on the slalom ski. Realizing exactly what's happening balance-wise and not doing anything out of the ordinary to stop his balancer from being out there on the water. So, there you go. That is Travis Talley. All right, here we go. Right here, right now. This is Travis Talley. Oh, he gets a good number 1. Still stays on his feet in time for number 2. Good to go for number 3. Getting broken over off number 3. And unfortunately, that really distracted his continuation. So it looks like it's going to be 4 on the 12-meter line. 4 on 12 or 4 at 35 off for Travis Talley. Just all over the place off number 1, bouncing into that turn on buoy number 2, which didn't exactly do much to inspire confidence going into buoy number 3, or indeed number 4 for that matter. So Travis Talley makes the play on 4 and figures that the gig is up at that point, so 4 he'll take. So next...
Yes, please.
Okay, so Dan Abricia, or Abracia. depending on how well your Italian is. Here comes Dan Abracia, who's at 65 years of age. He grew up in Hawaii, of all places, has been skiing since the age of 12, been competing since the age of 15. Yes, indeed, and although math is not my strong point, he's been competing for 50 years, and he's been skiing for about 53. His personal best is 2 at 38 off, and he's off to a good start on 16 meters. That was 52K on the 16-meter line to open things up. And because Dan Abracia is main 7, 52K is going to be his maximum speed. Therefore, the next line length is going to be 14.25 meters for Dan Abracia. And amongst the experiences that he's had of being a skier, show skiing at Marine World in Africa, USA, in California, in the San Francisco area. Kind of thinking like Redwood or something like that. But so Dan Abracia, he's a retired Subway franchisee who actually ran 7 stores in the Colorado area. Wow. That is some pretty good stuff. Maybe I should take him over and buy him some lunch. All right, then. Here we go. Dan Abracia. Come on, round buoy now. Oh, again, just getting a little bit delayed. 4.5 at 14.25 meters. Probably not one of his better scores, mind you, but Dan Abracia not doing too badly on the face of it. And I wonder if he has one of those Subway cards that gives you Subway free for a year. Maybe I should ask him. I don't know. Anyway, that is Dan Abracia. We've got Greg Chapman coming up next. At 52K, 16 meters, this is Greg Chapman coming in. Greg Chapman. All right, then. So, as Manon Costard handles a shotgun. At 52, 60 meters is Greg Chapman working his way through. Excellent stuff. Nicely done. Nice work done there from Greg Chapman. And nice work done by our good friend there, Mr. Vincent Stadlebauer, providing us with a split screen view. Not often that you see a man on Costard handle a firearm. So want to keep it up on the screen for as long as we can whilst throwing some skiing out there as well. And Vincent Stadlebauer, he's like Aladdin. Grant you some wishes. There you go. All right then. So we got Greg Chapman going through 16 meters at 52K. So let's see who's on the dock. We've got Michael Demelo getting ready to ski. And out of Athens, Ohio, age 66, this is Greg Chapman in men's 7. Now, this is 14.25 meters. He did shorten at 52K, which is the upper limit so far as boat speed is concerned. And looks like he's going to bail out of this one, having scored 3 at 14.25 meters. 3 at 14.25 meters. So, Greg Chapman, who's semi-retired these days, and has been competing since the age of 28, been skiing since the age of 10. Which means he's been skiing for about 40 or so years, competitively anyway. Good to see him out there, enjoying what he loves to do, which is skiing. All right, Michael Demelo now is our next competitor, and he's certainly a legend around these parts, I can tell you. Representing his native Portugal, this is Michael Demelo. $52K, 14.25 meters for Michael Demelo. Here he comes, approaching the course. 52K, 14.25 meters. Didn't exactly get off to a particularly auspicious start last time. Failed to run the opening pass, as a matter of fact. Now let's see if he can conjure up a clear pass at 52K, 14.25 meters. A little slow off number 4, but if he can keep the ski running, he gets around number 6, and he's going to have a crack at 13 meters next. So Michael Demelo using the one-handed gate shot. He means business, folks. Allowing that ski to come round, and then he can hook up and go. So Michael Demelo it is, getting ready for 13 meters, or 32 off the standard 75-foot line. All right, so Michael Demelo out there on the water, not looking too bad. 30 meters, didn't get much of anything in the first round, but I'll tell you what, oh, he makes a good play on 6, and he runs the pass. All right, and one of his teammates is Dave Wingert.
I'm giving it to him.
I'm
giving him the 6.
Giving him the 6.
Yeah, well, he's my teammate, and we need it. I shot pretty badly, so we need him to come through with this.
How many did you miss?
All of them. No, I got one. I went 4 for 4 in the practice. That doesn't count. And then I think I got 1 of 10. It was quite bad. So.
Okay.
It was fun.
So basically, he's skiing for you.
Yes.
Because you
yeah, I need him to get that.
You didn't come through.
No, it was terrible.
Okay.
But it was fun.
But there you go. Well, I tell you what, he's certainly skiing out of his mind right now.
And he's getting up.
Yeah.
It's a good sign.
It is. So here we go. My name's Tony Lightfoot. He is Dave Wingert. He is the head honcho, the big cheese, as it were, of Syndicate Skis. And we'll have a look at Michael Demelo and have a quick conversation.
He's riding a Syndicate ski.
Yeah, he is. Look at that.
Great teammate.
Ooh, and round number 1. But I'll tell you what.
Not bad.
Not bad.
First round, I think he might have missed the first pass, and that was his 3rd pass. So he definitely improved.
So 1 on 12 meters. Not bad at all. Not bad at all. So I had the pleasure of visiting your neck of the woods up there in the upper left-hand corner.
Yeah.
Went to Hilltop, but before that, I had a chance to visit you
Yeah.
over at the factory where you make all these fine products. You know.
Yeah.
And I absolutely thoroughly enjoyed it.
Tony actually made some skis.
Well, just one.
Yeah.
Just the one.
We got his hands dirty. He drilled some inserts, and actually that ski was for Jamie Bull.
Is she skiing it on now?
I believe so. It wasn't a ski she set the record on,
Yeah.
but it's one in her quiver for sure. And so you had a hand in it, so
Yeah.
no pressure.
Indeed.
Yeah.
So, you're going to be skiing in a few minutes. So
That's right.
We'll let you go in just a little while. But can you give us a little bit of a sneak peek underneath the covers, like what we can expect from Syndicate in the weeks and months and what have you?
Well,
Or
we
is
did.
it closely guarded?
No, I don't mind. We did just release a new ski at the Water Ski Nationals, the all-new Syndicate Pro. So that's our latest and greatest development thus far, but you can expect a new one from us next year as well. Like, we're already working on it. So we sell a lot of high-end skis, and we're passionate about it, and we got an awesome high-end program. So we're trying to push it, make better product for everybody.
Yes, indeed. I mean, all that the product goes right down to the recreational level for anyone
Yeah.
that wants to get up on one ski. You've got the hovercraft.
That's a lot of fun.
Yes, you can ski through 28 off on that thing if you're skilled enough to do it. You know,
Mhm.
so it's got that kind of range to it as well.
Yeah, hovercraft's a great ski. I've seen John Travers at 20 miles an hour try and run 41 off. It's a blast. Power sliding all the way down the lake.
I want to see the video on that.
Yeah. Well, we could do it when the tournament's over. But yeah. But anyway, yeah, we have every ability level of skis, and we put equal effort into all of them. But we're a bunch of tournament water skiers, so we're always trying to come out with the latest and greatest high-end ski. So
All right,
that won't
then.
change.
Oh, looks like we got Freddie Winter with a firearm there. Oh my word, this might be good.
He looks good.
Yeah,
He looks like he's got it.
He looks the part.
He does.
He looks the part. All the gear and no idea.
Yeah.
There
I'm
we
not
go.
going to say much because it'll probably outshoot me, but
And then you've got the folks over there. They've got the screen as well, so they're watching this. He looks disappointed. Yeah. Probably not as nearly as disappointed as you.
I don't really mind. It was fun.
Yeah, okay. And that's what this event is
It
about.
is, exactly.
It's a free event tournament with a twist.
Exactly.
Certainly. All right, then, Dave Wingert,
Thank you, Tony.
You are going to go.
I'm going to go ski. Yeah, I appreciate it.
Yeah, not a problem.
Yep.
All right then. Maybe we can play some golf later.
I'm in.
All right. So. All right then. So. Yeah. All right then. So I believe our skier that we're about to pull up is Randy Talley.
Randy Torley coming in at 49K, 18 meters.
Okay, so Randy Talley coming in on 18.25 meters, 18.25 meters for Randy Talley. And as he is a men's 7 skier, he would have to get to the maximum speed of 52k before he starts shortening the line. Says his personal best is at 32 miles an hour, which means he essentially has to run this opening pass. Come on, Randy, give it a go. There you go. 30. There you go. 49k. Come on, Randy. Come on, give it. Get it. There you go. Age 66 was part of the team that won the Grand Prix last year, and he's retired. And has been competing since, well, last year. All right, still on the shooting range. Not too sure who's shooting at this point. Okay, so as we see Randy Talley go through 49k, we've got Martin Labra from Chile trying his hand with the shotgun. Chris giving him a few tips there. All right, so Randy Talley through 49, now getting ready for 52, which I think is where his personal best currently lies. There we go, boat speed now revving up to 52k behind that Nautique towboat. 465 foot-pounds of torque, 450 horsepower engine, 6.2 litre PCM engine, more than enough grunt out there for anything that you want to throw at it or against it. Yeah, so it looks like it's going to be a 3 buoy count. It's going to be a 3 buoy count at 52k. Randy Talley comes in to shore, almost taking me out in the process. Receiving some messages through. They've kind of slowed down a little bit. I'm sure some of you out there that are watching will no doubt see that as a challenge and want to chime in with your 2 cents worth. But Ty Mika, thank you very much indeed. Certainly appreciate your kind words. Here's Martin Labra there, and getting a quick tutorial on how to handle this beast. It's got a bit of recoil to it. You've got to be ready for it. Okay, we've got Brian Falks about to go next. Okay, Brian Falks, 55k on the 60-meter line. We're in men's 3. This is max speed for Brian Falks, which means the line gets shorter with each successive pass. This is Brian Falks on the water. Coming to us originally from Iowa and lists Claremont, Florida as his hometown. Doesn't specify an age, although you could tell but by the sheer fact that he is in men's 3 and not men's 4, that he's aged somewhere between 35 and 44. Doesn't even list a personal best. But there you go. All right then, so Brian Falks, let me tell you at least what he did in the previous round to this one. Okay, so Brian Falks, let's have a look and see what he did. Brian Falks Brian Falks scored half on 13 meters. So, scored half on 13 meters. Here comes Brian Falks. This now is at 14.25 meters. So now he's less than a pass away from that score that he produced earlier on 13. Nicely done. And 5 and 6 on 14. That is Brian Falks. All right, so here are our sponsors for the webcast. We got Syndicate Skis by HO Sports, along with Ski with Wade and with Jack Travers. We thank those guys very, very much indeed for their sponsorship assistance. We'll tell you more about our other sponsors in just a few moments, but in the meantime, we got Brian Falks, and this now is on 30 meters. He's already improved upon his first round score, but not by much, though. It's going to be 2 on 30 meters compared to half on 30 meters in the previous round. But an improvement is an improvement, as they say. And looking okay. Little on the back of the ski. Couldn't really get it rotated round all that much because of his weight distribution there on the entrance gate. And the ski started to bounce around a little bit on him after buoy number 2 as well. So that kind of start didn't exactly instill much of a finish. So that is Brian Falks. And now we go on to Brandon Walters, who should be our next competitor, as we take a brief look at our shooting right now. There we go. We've got Thibaut Daniel alongside Chris Travers. Okay, so our next competitor up is going to be Brandon Walters. $52K, 18.25 meters. Brandon Walters, being a men's 3 competitor as well, would need to slalom through this pass and the next one in order to shorten down from anything shorter than 18.25 meters. 18.25 meters, 52K for Brandon Walters. All right, look at him go. I like his style out there. There you go, just absolutely stroking that pass. Right, here comes Brandon Walters, the owner of an accounting firm when he's working. His current hometown is Lady Lake in Florida. Managing to get all the way around on that pass. Was originally from Quincy in Illinois. So looks like we got a confirmation on 6 buoys there for Brandon Walters. Likes to thank Jack Travers and the entire Travers family for putting on this event. Brandon Walters got in a little bit deep on this pass. The ski wasn't engaging fully with much of it. Does he get through the exit gates? Just about. Just about makes it through on the instant replay. No contact with that left hand, with that gate ball, which would have been on his left. Not too sure who's shooting right now. All right, so actually it is Zach Barkwell who's shooting at the moment. Here comes Brandon Waters right now. This is at 55K. This is 16 meters. Oi! Goes down quite hard there on buoy number 3. Looks like it's going to be a 2.5 on the 16-meter line, or 22 off. And a big old crash there for Brandon Waters, but hopefully he's okay. Next gear up, as we see Zach Barkwell will take to the range once again. We've got Mark Needham. All right, and there is our towboat, the Nautique by Correct Craft. 6.2 litre PCM engine, 450 horsepower, 465 foot-pounds of torque running out of that prop. Now, that may seem a little bit overkill to a lot of people, but trust me, the more powerful the engine, the less that prop has to turn, and when that happens, you have an efficient towboat, and you have something that can really pack a punch when it comes down to towing people in the slalom course consistently and accurately. So here we go. This now is Mark Needham. We'll get confirmation of what he started in just a moment.
Mode 6 with a 9.5. What did he start at? Mark, what did he start at? 55.
All right, so he started in at 14.25 meters at 55K, which means that the pass coming back is going to be 13 meters for Mark Needham. All right, so we have got Mark Needham on the water, who is been skiing since the age of 38. He's 64 now, which means he's been skiing for the best part of 26 years. Look at this. Look at this. Oh, taking a big old hit there off 4. He's still continuing to move down the course. He gets around buoy number 6. That is Mark Needham. And that was on 13 meters. Says his personal best was 4 at 39.5 off a while back. With a little smiley face attached to it. So Mark Needham, he says one of the skiing experiences they never forget, he wasn't really a directly participant on. He says that watching from the safety boat when Andy Mapple opted up to run a tail 39.5 off at the Worlds at Swiss. Truly the gutsiest, impressive skiing that he's ever seen to this day. There you go. I'm sure that if he's up there looking down, he appreciates that sentiment. So here comes Mark Needham. 35 off. Little straight pull into number 2. Looking strong for number 3 up to a certain point, but gets around number 3 and no more than that, so it's going to be 3. 3 on the 12-meter line. 3 at the 12-meter line for Mark Needham. Skiing in towards the westward sun, which may make life a little difficult for one or two of our competitors, but disappears into the clouds on occasion, which will give our skiers a little bit of respite. But I tell you what, the pictures that it produces are absolutely extraordinary. When you got that little bit of bright sunlight shining down, it really, really makes the skier pop out of that screen. All right, so Mark Needham skis into the shore, into the dock, as we get ready for Frederico Jaramillo. All right, now we've got a treat for you folks. He comes to us originally from Bogota in Colombia.
Yep.
He is at South Walton High School, where he is a graduating senior in the 12th grade. That school is quite close to Santa Rosa Beach, where he trains. It's Frederico Yaramillo. Comes to us originally out of Colombia. He is the current Junior World Championship champion in slalom, Pan American Championship, Latin American Championship, 2-time Junior Masters Slalom Championship. Pretty much done it all, up to a point. Let's see what he can do here and now.
Ready when you are.
And he will come in on 14.25 meters. 14.25 meters for its opening pass. Frederico Jaramillo. Nicely done. So, considers his biggest accomplishment is winning the Junior Worlds, the Junior Masters. So I like what he's doing out there. Good effort. So here we go. A skier who has been out there on the water since the age of 7 and been competing from the same age. So he has about 10 years of competitive experience under his belt. It's going to be Frederico Yaramillo, and working his way in towards the course now. Boat speed, maximum 58k at 14.25 meters. He started in. Now this is 13 meters. Just has a real ease of motion from one side of the course to the next. Looking absolutely on fire out there. Nicely done. Very simple, very straightforward. No worries there at all. We thank each one of you that's watching, no matter where you happen to be around the world. All right, continuing to work our way through. It is native Bogota. It is almost 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So it's an hour back. Here he comes. This is at 35 off now. Went in at 14, came back at 13. This is 35 off. He will attempt 38 off on the strength of him successfully running through 35. So good effort there. So, it's Frederico Jaramillo. Hope I'm pronouncing it right. My Spanish isn't all that great. Non-existent, as a matter of fact. All right, so continuing to roll right along with Frederico. Those of you that are watching us in the land down under, in places like Sydney and Melbourne, the time is almost 8 a.m. on Saturday morning. If you're watching us from Frankfurt in Germany, it's almost midnight, and it's 1 hour earlier in London. No matter where you are viewing us from, we appreciate you and appreciate our audience. Thank you very much for doing such a grand job in allowing us to entertain you with the skiing that's on the water right now. This is Frederico Jaramillo. 38 off and going down hard. So 2.5 there, 2 1/2 there. And that was actually a 10.75 meters. I do beg your pardon. I don't know how that one slipped through the cracks. But 39.5, 2.5 at probably opted up because he did actually say that he's going to go into the course on 40.25 meters. So he must have opted up somewhere between that clean pass of 14.25 meters and obviously 12, which he opted up to on the second run. And thus gave him the opportunity to run 2.5 at 10.75. Our mistake, no worries, we own that. And that is 2.5 at 10.75. All right, next competitor to take to the water is Dave Wingert. Taking a look at the shooting range, not too sure who is there. I believe it's actually Nicola Barkwell, I beg your pardon. Nicola Barkwell on the shooting range. And on the skiing lake is Dave Wingert. 14.25 meter start. Yes, indeed, confirmed by our officials. 58.14.25. So, nicely done by Dave Wingert. Comes to us from the upper left corner of the United States, where he runs a syndicate brand of skis by HO. Coming back on the 13-meter line, or 32 off. So, hope all of you are enjoying out there. Those of you tuning in from the West Coast, Los Angeles, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in. Denver, Colorado, 1 hour later, 4 o'clock in the afternoon. New Orleans, it is nearly 5 o'clock. Here we go. This is Dave Wingert at 30 meters or 32 off. All right. All right, as we get ready to bring Dave Wingert into the course, we got Zane Nicholson out there on the shooting range. He's apparently a decent shot. Didn't see much of that yesterday, mind you, but there you go. Here comes Dave Wingert into the course on the 12-meter line. 35 off. Round number 1 looking good. Round number 2 looking in very good shape indeed. 3 buoys at 12 meters, continuing to roll on. He got a score into 11.25 meters to the best of my recollection, and looks like he's doing a grand job out there. Dave Wingert, 12 meters. We'll see what he does at 11.25 meters or 38 off. So actually got 4.5 at 11.25 meters. Now we're taking a look at Dave Wingert. To go on this list before we call a halt to the amateur action for today. Let's have a look. Round buoy number 1 for Dave Wingert. This is at 38 off. Gets a good number 2. His best score from the previous round was 4.5. He's looking in good shape. He's round number 4. Can he override that anxiety? Yes, he can. It is a 6 buoy count for Dave Wingert at 38 off, 11.25 meters. Got a hard start there into buoy number 1 and almost completely threw him off his rhythm. But once he got outside buoy number 2, he was off to the races, because that was his good side turn on number 2, being right foot forward, and just continued to roll and be in good shape here. So here we go. Dave Wingert now. 10.75 meters, 39.5 off. That boat speed is accelerating out to 58k. Dave Wingert on the white loop. Round 1, a little bit of a delay. Round number 2, and I think the gig is up at that point. But 2 at 39 is certainly better than 4.5 at 38. Take that any day of the week and twice on Sunday. There we go. 2.5 at 10.75. Actually, 2.5. The boat called it. We'll see where that half came from. Whoa, hang on a second. Completely blew past buoy number 3, so I don't know. I'm giving him 2. Clearly. We'll take a look at this again. Go around buoy number 1. Looking strong. Round buoy number 2. No way was he going to get round buoy number 3 with that. But there you go. All right then. Louisa Jaramillo is our next competitor.
B1, 28 off, please. 34 miles. 55? Yes, please. 55, 14. Yeah, B1. Frederico. Nah. Levanta la mano. Ready.
Didn't pick up much upon a starting line length for speed for Louisa Jaramillo, but if the previous round was anything to go by, I can tell you that in the previous round for Louisa, she went in on 16 meters. But we'll double check to make sure. But whether that pass was 16 or 14.25 meters, it's still six complete buoys.
I don't think I told you that was Bo with the 6 with the 9.5. That's Louisa at 55.14.
That was at 55, 14.25 meters. She went on the shorter line length in this round. She started on 16 in the round previous to this, so 14.25 meters. Sensible decision on that basis. In the previous round to this one, let me tell you what she scored in the previous round. Yes, indeed. She scored 2.5 at 11.25 meters. So obviously trying to save some of her energy. All right then, so we got Louisa Jaramillo coming into the course right here, right now. This is 13 meters. Got 2.5 at 11.25 meters in the previous round. Age 17. She is a graduating senior at South Walton High School. We're over there next to Santa Rosa Beach. And at 32 off, yeah, money in the bank. Personal best of 1 at 39. That is Louisa Jaramillo. All right, here comes Louisa. This is 12 meters. Let's see what she's got. Here and now, 12 meters for Louisa. Scored 2.5 at 38 in the round previous to this. Is early and wide. Oh, look at that pre-turn. Look at that extension into buoy number 5 now. There you go. Get on the good foot. Yeah. 6 buoys on 12. Now getting ready for 11.25. All right, then, from the news I'm able to obtain so far as our skeet shooting competition is concerned, it looks like we got a whole bunch of our competitors in the lead, having shot a perfect 10. We've got Zane Nicholson, we've got Cole McCormick, Jonathan Travers, and Paul Kuhlig, and they'll be in a shoot-off. So we'll get coverage of that shortly, as we have Luisa Jaramillo. This now is at 38 off. Her best in the round previous to this is 2.5, but her personal best is 1 at 39, and I don't think she's going to get much beyond number 2. So it looks like it's going to be 2 at 38 off. 2 at 38 off for Luisa Jaramillo. So for Luisa, her effort stops at 2, but good consistent skiing anyways. Okay, so Claire Stone coming into the course on the 16-meter line. 16-meter line for Claire Stone at 52K. Though if I'm being honest, that kind of looks long for 16. So Claire Stone, who's originally out of Lock Haven in Pennsylvania, lives here in Groveland, Florida. Age 16, been competing for the last 3 years. And her personal best is 1 at 34 miles an hour, 32 off. 1 at 32 off. So already recording the personal best in the round previous to this one, scoring 2 at 13 meters, 2 at 32 off. Previous personal best was 1 on 30 meters. So already making an impact here at 52K 16. She still has to run that shortening again because we're not at our maximum speed. Girls 5 maximum speed is 55K, 34 miles an hour, and that's exactly where we're at now. 16 meters for Claire Stern. Here we go, 34 miles an hour for Claire Stern. Thanks a lot for all of you guys that have taken some time out to watch this. And for those of you that have commented in during the course of the day, we thank you as well. Hope you've enjoyed the action. So, continuing to rock our way through this. Coming back now at 14.25 meters. Having run 55K 16, she's now going to go back in on 14. She runs that pass and more than 2 on the one afterwards. Then it's another PB. So, let's see what she's got. So, Claire Stern getting ready for the next pass of 13 meters. Actually, 14.25 meters. There we go. Scott Ellis at the helm of that towboat. Not often you get to see that in a competition. The Nautique there. Here we go. Claire Stern. 14.25 meters. She's run this once today. Look at this. Nicely done. A little long pull into 5, but managing to still have enough in hand to run that pass. It's good enough for 6 buoys on 14, and now getting ready for 13 meters. So, working our way down to the shooting range. Looks like we have one of our pro women skiers, Alicia Bagnoli, practicing there along with JT. As we see Claire Stern get through 14.25 meters. All right, so easy as she does it there, Alice. It's got a bit of recoil. Yeah. All right then, so as we take a look at Alice attempting to shoot, we got Claire Stern coming back in on 13 meters. Wow. All right then, so we just saw Alice get surprised by the recoil, but now we're looking at the replay of Claire Stern, who has scored a new PB of 3 at 32 off, 3 on 13 meters. Well done to her. All right, so Claire Stern with 3 at 13 meters. Well done to her. And now we're down to the very last competitor. It is Sage Potbecker.
22? Yeah, 22, 34, 82.
Our very last competitor to go.
Thank you.
And we're back to a little bit of coverage where we're shooting. Alice still trying to get to terms with the recoil on that thing.
Skiers, Sage,
55K, 60 meters for Sage Potbecker, our very last competitor to go today. We still have plenty more skiing taking place tomorrow, so don't forget to tune in to our coverage of this 2020 Travers Grand Prix. Sage Potbecker now getting ready, pulling out. This is 60 meters at 55K. Did a pretty good job at the Trophy Lakes a couple of weeks ago in the pro tournament there. Looking in good, fine fettle there. And as we are on our last competitor, those of you that are watching, if you want to comment or offer messages or what have you, you've got a limited amount of time to do that and do it live. So if you've got a little bit of time, throw in a comment or two. We certainly appreciate them here on the Water Ski Broadcasting Company's YouTube channel. So coming back at 14.25 meters, it's going to be Sage Potbecker. In that inset on your bottom left-hand corner of the screen, we've got a little bit of shooting action. And also we're going to have a shoot-off between Zane Nicholson, Cole McCormick, Jonathan Travers, and Paul Kuhlig, who each shot a perfect 10 targets each. But we're concentrating right here and now to the action that's going on in the water. We have got Sage Potbecker. .25 meters. Looking good, looking in good shape 14.25 meters. Checks up a little bit on a couple of those turns, but make sure that she is on fire and gets through that pass. That is Sage Potbecker. And now we're getting ready for 13 meters. And skied very well in the last round. She got 2 at 11.25 meters to add to her already fantastic performance that she produced over at the Pro Tournament in Charleston, South Carolina not too long ago. All right, here we go. Sage Potbecker getting ready now. This is the 13-meter run. 32 off. Gets a good strike in towards buoy number 1. Looking in good shape into buoy number 2. Keeping the flow going. No worries there. Looking in good shape at 32 off. For someone who's completed 2.5 at 11.25 meters, you would halfway expect that. And yes, indeed, not bad at all there for Sage Potbecker. And 12 meters beckons for her. We'll have a look at the instant replay. So, for those of you that are watching from around the world, especially those of you in Honolulu in Hawaii, where it's just gone to 20 minutes after noon, we're almost into the evening, and those guys have barely had lunch. So, coming back in on the 12-meter line, 20 minutes after 11 p.m. in London, 20 minutes after midnight for much of continental Europe, and it is a little after 9 a.m. in Sydney and in Melbourne, Australia on Saturday morning. Wherever you happen to be, you're most certainly welcome to this coverage of the 2020 Travers Grand Prix. Look at this. This is 35 off. Keeping it going. Come on, Sage. Keeping it going. Run this. Come on. Number 5, number 6, our last skier on the water for today, Sage Potbecker. It is a 6-buoy count on 12 meters. And man, she has a smile that can light up a room. So Sage Potbecker getting through the that pass of 12 meters. Now let's see where she's at so far as her previous round score is concerned. I did give it to you just a moment ago. It was 2 at 11.25 meters. Let's see what kind of start she gets. If she gets a halfway decent start, starting with the gate pull-out, just the physical pull-out on the gate sets you up for a pass. Trust me on this one. There we go. There is Sage Potbecker. All right, keeping the handle nice and tucked in. Round number 1. Round number 2. Can she make it outside number 3? Not going to happen. So there we go. Sage Potbecker with 2 consecutive scores of 2 at 38 off. That is going to be her lot, and that is going to be our lot so far as live water ski action is concerned. We've still got a little bit of action to show you after seeing Sage Potbecker's attempt at 11.25 meters. But certainly some great skiing. Just gotten a little bit buffeted off number 1 and just the only option left was to pull the way to get round number 2 and score that, and that's what she did. All right, we're into the shoot-off between JT and Zane and Cole and Paul Kuhlig. Yes, it comes down to a shoot-off. But there we go. There's Cole McCormick, who's been showing his prowess there on the slalom course, and he's not a bad shot either. All right, so let's have a look at our two top scores of the day. We're having a look at the last runs of Jonathan Travers. This is 41 off, where he scored 3 buoys. Looked in very, very good shape, and a lot of people, including Will Asher, said that pass was pretty much on, but just got into a little bit of bad shape there. So that score there from JT, he certainly enjoyed that. No worries about that there for Jonathan Travers. Jonathan Travers scored 3 at 41 off for that total, but there was, I believe, was one other score that bested it, and we're going to see that in a moment. But Jonathan Travers certainly enjoying his time out there on the water, a good respite compared to the work that he's producing for this event, the 2020 Travers Grand Prix. Now we're having a look at Freddie Winter. His attempt at 41 off. And just holding the good angle off buoy number 1. Right foot forward skier, which meant that he just cranked the crud out of buoy number 2, but just slowed up a little bit and tried to get the ski outside buoy number 4, which he did to get a sizable chunk of that buoy, and thus will score 3 1/2 at 41 off. Those are your top 2 performances of the day here at the Travers Grand Prix. We're going to see Freddie Winter one last time. We're going to see we're going to see that ski make it outside buoy number 4 to at least get half of it. But I'll tell you what, some great skiing. Thrills and spills aplenty. And whenever you have Freddie Winter around, I think the spills are definitely aplenty. But there you go. That is going to be 3 1/2. And that will represent the concluding part of our coverage here as we check on in with the shooting going on. Part of that little shoot-off going on between JT, Cole McCormick, Zane Nicholson, and Paul Kuhlig. This webcast is brought to you by JackTravers.com, Ski with Wade, and Syndicate Skis by HO. Glad to have those guys on board. And these are our remaining sponsors right here below me. We've got here Syndicate, Nautique, Michael Demelo, Mike and Kerry Morgan, JackTravers.com, Ski Doc, and Ski with Wade. You can find out more. You can check in with our social media platform on Instagram by going to waterskibroadcasting.com. Rather silhouetted here. The sun's kind of gotten behind me a little bit. But trust me, this is Tony Lightfoot. This is Tony Lightfoot saying goodbye to you. And hopefully we'll get to see you again tomorrow morning as we continue on the 2020 Travers Grand Prix. Until that time, it's ciao for now.
Water skiing is fun. Being cold and trying to water ski, however, can be miserable. So for all of you die-hard early and late season skiers out there, let us introduce you to your new friend. The all-new line of Syndicate Dryflex wetsuits. The goal was simple. Design high-quality, long-lasting wetsuits specifically for water skiing without compromising feel and mobility. The water-repellent and quick-drying 1.5mm high-stretch neoprene provides the elasticity you want with the warmth you need. All wetsuits are constructed with glued, blind-stitched seams as well as water seal locks on wrists and leg openings to keep you semi-dry during use. We are proud to be able to offer you another tool to keep you on the water longer and moving closer toward your goals. So before the cold water season hits, be sure to get your hands on one of these, the all-new line of Syndicate Dryflex wetsuits.